let's get into the 10 must-have crystals. This might not necessarily be like the easiest crystals to get, because I don't always feel like the easiest crystals to get are going to be the most effective for what we're trying to achieve must-have crystal collection. Maybe it's time to evolve your collection a little bit or upgrade your collection a little bit. Most of them are relatively easy to find, but a slight departure from the usual beginner's list, okay? So tell me in the comments, do you have these crystals as I share them? Are there any that you're missing? Any that you think I should have swapped out for something else? And then of course we'll do Q&A at the end too, okay? All right, so my number one crystal, and I think everybody's got one of these. And by the way, I wanna say, these crystals that I'm going over, I'm not talking about little tumbled stones, all right? Did I bring a tumbled stone? I didn't even bring any. I have some down here. I'm not talking about these guys, all right? These are wonderful. This is Vesuvianite. These are great to have, but when I'm talking about this 10 must-have crystals, I'm talking about something a little bit chunkier, a little bit more size to them, because yes, when it comes to the energy torus around a crystal, the energy around it is based on size, the mass in the crystal. All of these factors. There's other factors that play into it too. So we're going with larger size, not super large. I'm talking practical here, okay? I'm not talking about grabbing an amethyst, you know, the size of this geode or that selenite tower over there. That's, you can't even see it because it's cut off because it's pretty tall. I'm not talking about huge Congo crystals, because what are you going to do with these things? They're great to have in your environment, yes, but sometimes we need them for practical purposes. So something a little larger than the norm, okay? And if at all possible, in its natural state, but sometimes it's not possible. All right, so let's get started. Number one, clear quartz crystal. This is just a clear quartz natural point. It's got really good clarity. It's almost water clear. All right, and clear quartz is your general all-around great crystal to have on hand. It's a clarifier, it's an amplifier as well. So it can make any other crystal work that you're doing even more effective by amplifying the energy. It can also help you gain clarity. Like if you need to meditate on something, you need clarity around a certain subject, clear quartz is a great one to have. It's an all around, like you can do just about anything with clear quartz. So it's, if I was gonna only have one crystal on this list, it would be clear quartz, all right? And not milky quartz. You wanna try to get it as clear as you possibly can. It's okay to have some veils in it. I mean, this one has none. This crystal is just about as clear as they come. This guy's from Arkansas, I believe, and what's cool is it's starting to self-heal on the bottom, or it started to self-heal. It broke off, obviously, but it's not very sharp. It's kind of rounded, and a lot of these have grown into points. And you can see that hexagonal structure along its faces. Really cool. All right, so clear quartz, number one. Number two, rose quartz. All right, now can we see the color? Pink, it's a light pink. It's kind of washed out here with the lighting that I have. Light pink. You usually don't see them in points like this. This was cut and polished, cut on the bottom so it could stand. It's rough all around here on the shaft, but the top is cut and polished into a point. The reason I went for this guy here, let me put it by my face here so the color is true to color, is because I needed it in a crystal grid and I wanted a center antenna to send out, transmit the energies of my crystal grid, so I went for this point. But usually my rose quartz, and I just use this during this because it's larger and you can see it better. I have a big Mongo-sized rose quartz by my front door. Rose quartz is your crystal of love, compassion. It can be your close buddy crystal that you make a really close bond with, like I have. I have one by my bedside. I talk about it all the time. It's my buddy quartz. It's my best buddy. I use it for a lot of different things, any kind of love. And we know there's different kinds of love in the English language. We should probably have different vocabulary words for the different kinds of love, but there's, you know, friendship love, there's family love, there's personal relationship love, there's self-love, there's compassion for the world and for all the beings that live on the planet. kindness and compassion is also the energy that rose quartz invites in. Okay, so all of these different types of love obviously are very, very important. So rose quartz is one that you definitely want to have in your top 10 collection, in my opinion. All right, another one is I was just about to say rose quartz again. We just did rose quartz. Is fluorite. And this light is not doing this fluorite any justice. Fluorite comes in all different colors, purple, clear, green, every color in the rainbow just about. Yellow is not as common, but it does come in yellow. Rainbow fluorite. This is known as rainbow fluorite, where all the colors are present. Obviously, this is cut and polished. They don't grow like this, okay? They usually grow in masses or in octahedrons. Let me show you a really cool one. This is a green fluorite where you can see all the sacred geometry, the octahedrons present in there. Look at that. Isn't that the coolest? You can see all these little pyramids. So it can naturally grow in an octahedral shape like this, seafoam green. That's natural. That's how it grows. It's part of the cubic crystal system. So octahedrons are inherent in the cubic crystal system. There's another one. Okay, so fluorite. Why do I like fluorite? Well, fluorite is great for decision making, for clarifying decisions when you're just not sure which path to take. Fluorite is the one to work with on that. All right, it's also good for anything to do with thinking, the mind, meta, studying. That's another good type of energy that fluorite invites in. If you need to focus on something, concentrate on something, make a decision, fluorite is your go-to for that. And any color fluorite, it doesn't matter what color fluorite you choose for that. I just noticed a really nice rainbow. I don't know if we can capture it right in there. Can we get that rainbow? A little bit right there flashing. Cameras never do it justice. Real life, there's no substitute for real life. Okay, another one is green jade. All right, green jade I really like for healing. Okay, also bringing about good fortune. This is a nice big green jade Hote, I found out. This is Hote. Everyone calls it Buddha, but I was told, no, that's Hote. So if I'm incorrect, please correct me. But this is a good luck symbol. And the fact that it's carved in green jade exponentiates that energy even more. So looking for good fortune and good vitality, health, good health, healing, boosting health, boosting the immune system, green jade. You want to have that on hand. All right, so that's another one in my must-have. And notice it's not a little tumbled stone. I mean, not to say that you can't work with a tumbled stone, but like I said, I up-leveled this a little bit more. You know, if you, and I'm not saying you have to have like this humongous collection of crystals. Just these 10 is all you need. That's it. You don't need to go nuts trying to collect all kinds of other stuff unless you just like them and you want to do that. So the next one is, and I've got several, well, okay, we'll go with this one, is amethyst. And I love this amethyst heart my husband got for me one year in Tucson. It's an Uruguayan amethyst. And I really like the energy of the Uruguayan amethyst. It's got this really deep, dark, purple, vibrant color. And the energy is so much more effective from these deeply colored Uruguayan amethyst. And this is carved from a geode, okay? You see it's polished on the back. You see the matrix on the back. You see how it grows. It's like agate. It is agate, actually, in the transition from the rock matrix to the amethyst crystals, okay? And then you've got the beautiful amethyst right there. Now, amethyst, why? Why did I say amethyst? Okay, so amethyst is spiritually enhancing while also being spiritually protective. So, you know, you want to bless everything before you do certain things. If you want to be spiritually protective or psychically protected for various reasons, that's a different topic for a different day. Or you just want to go into a healing session or a meditation session and just be spiritually protected while you're doing that, then work with amethyst. Amethyst also enhances the third eye, which helps you connect to your spiritual self, better connect to your own higher self, and have that better connection to your spiritual side, and enhances that and invites that energy in. So I like that it invites that energy in of being more spiritual while also being very protective at the same time. And it's got the added benefit of also being very calming. So great to work with while meditating. And it helps you to focus more on your meditations too. If you have, like I have, that monkey mind, I think we all, who doesn't, right? I mean, except some of us that are very, very zen, have that monkey mind while we're meditating. When I meditate with amethyst, the amethyst actually helps me to focus more on one thing while I'm meditating, whether I'm contemplating something specific or I just want to focus on my breath. Or sometimes, I hold the amethyst and I just consider inhale, focus on the breath going in through the nostril, inhale, inhale, and then exhale, exhale, exhale. And my brain just stays right there, doesn't think about all the other to-dos and things that you got to do. And so-and-so is coming over. I got to clean the house and wash the dishes and blah, all that stuff that happens during a meditation. It just kind of floats away and allows your brain to accept the benefits of not thinking of all those things and entrain its energy, or I should say the amethyst entrains with your energy so that you become more calm and become more of that frequency. You become a vibrational match to that frequency. That happens with any of the crystals that we're working with. That's the whole point of working with the crystals. All right, I'm going to do a little Q&A, drink a little bit of water right here. Okay, let's see. Sarah said, I use my labradorite for protection. That's a good option too. Definitely, Sarah. Beth says she likes the monkey mind. You mean you like having monkey mind, or you like that term? Belinda loves the amethyst. Sheena, hello. She said, love all of your advice. Thank you. Any questions about anything so far? Hey, Jam, thank you. I happen to have a gorgeous amethyst now on my desk as I watch you. Very cool. Dawn has many points in geodes, loves amethyst. Thanks for all the compliments on that amethyst, guys. Jam said, do you hold the amethyst when you meditate? Yes, I hold the crystal that I'm using to help me during that meditation in my receiving hand, which is my left hand. I go into the why, that is the scientific reasons behind that, in my certified crystal healer course, which is closed right now. But if you're on the wait list, we are going to be registering for the fall. Not soon, but soonish. So if you want to get on the wait list, you need to go to hibiscusmoonjoin.com, hibiscusmoonjoin.com. All right, Dana said, do you prefer rough or polished? Well, Dana, I went over that at the beginning. If at all possible, I prefer rough, natural, raw crystals. But sometimes for practical reasons, it just, isn't going to work. Maybe I need to carry it with me. Or like I said, with this rose quartz, I specifically went and was looking, I was on the hunt for a point because I wanted to use it as the center stone in my crystal grid. The center stone, if you follow my teachings, if you've read my book, Crystal Grids, the center stone has a very specific purpose. And so if I'm going to switch that out with something that is not a point, I'm going to want a cut and polished crystal in a point, or like this fluorite tower. Okay. So I'm just going to drink some more water. Okay, again, if you want some tips, and we're going to go into the other 5 on my list here of top 10 crystal must-haves or must-have crystals, on how to create. You want some tips on how to create a sacred space with these crystals, or with your crystals, whatever you have. I have a free e-kit, a free gift for you if you have not already grabbed it. Give me a thumbs up if you have it, and give me a heart if you'd like it. How about that? And if you have it, tell us what you think in the comments. So the free gift consists of my private tour video of my sacred space with the crystals and how I use them, a meditation to get you in the right frame of mind for creating that sacred space with crystals, and an ebook with step-by-step instructions, lots of gorgeous photos on how to create your own sacred space with crystals. So you can go to hibiscusmoongift.com, hibiscusmoongift.com to subscribe to my newsletter. The first thing you're going to get is that gift. Make sure you check your spam and promo folders and stuff like that, because if you don't, I give you tips on how to, make sure my future stuff doesn't end up there, but you might need to check there. Okay, so again, it's hibiscusmoongift.com. All right, so let's go ahead with the rest of the crystals. The next one on my list, number 6, is, and these are not in order of importance or anything like that, but the first one, clear quartz, is, if I could only have one, it would be that one, okay? But the rest are not in any kind of specific order. All right, so the next one is black tourmaline, and this is an especially nice, good quality piece of black tourmaline. Doesn't need to be this kind of quality. This kind of quality is very difficult to find anymore. A lot of the black tourmaline mines have been closed. The specific one that this came out of in China has closed, so they no longer have it in this quality, so you would have to purchase from estate sales, and it can be really pricey. A regular, and I don't have kind of the regular kind that you're seeing out there these days, but they're more spindly now. They're more splintery and friable, meaning they're more brittle, okay? But they work just as effectively. They have lots of physics properties as a crystal goes, black tourmaline does. It's pyroelectric, it's piezoelectric, which means that it can polarize electricity and energy within it. One of the reasons why, and I don't want to get deep into that, you can Google it, hibiscus moon pyroelectricity or piezoelectricity, and find out more about that. But it's one of the reasons why I find it to be so effective. It's very good for transmuting energy. So if energy has a specific charge to it and it has a negative feel to it, black tourmaline is your go-to transmuter, okay? It's excellent for bringing that energy back to neutral, all right? It's great for that. For that reason, and it's not the only thing I use it for, but one thing I like using it for, this one's always here in front of me because it's between me and my laptop, okay? I'm transmuting that electromagnetic radiation coming off of the laptop, all right? And I've tested other crystals and things, and when I've tested black tourmaline, and I showed this in a YouTube video, I get good results. It's not the best thing. It's not going to completely mitigate that energy, but it's one thing I can do to help mitigate it, okay? So it's not just for electromagnetic radiation from electronics. I don't like using silicates for that purpose. I hear people say, oh, put a piece of fluorite, put a piece of selenite, put a piece of citrine in front of your laptop. That's a silicate. And silicates amplify that energy. We use silicon chips in our electronics to make them work better. So I don't want to amplify that energy. But anyway, let me get off my soapbox. I go into that in my course. We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about why black tourmaline is on my list. So I like it also for transmuting negative energy that people might bring into a space. When I used to work in the classroom, which I left in 2012, I used to be a science teacher. For those of you that don't know, I was a science department head. Some people would come into the room and they were just a sheer joy. And some people would come into the room and they'd suck the energy out of the space. Talk about energy vampires. There weren't too many of those, thankfully. But the black tourmaline was wonderful. And I had them conspicuously placed throughout my space. Heck, I could get away with putting any rock in my room that I wanted to. I taught geology as part of my curriculum, so I could put anything I wanted and no one would question a thing. And black tourmaline was wonderful for that. You can make mojo kits and you can make room sprays with it and all kinds of great stuff. So it's on my top 10 list. Okay, I got to move along a little faster here. All right, next one is smoky quartz. Oh, and this is a beautiful, look at the coffee. This has got that coffee hue to it. It's not irradiated. It doesn't have that black gray hue that irradiated smoky quartz has. This is from Namibia in Africa, and it's just a gorgeous specimen. And smoky quartz is wonderful for detoxing. So detoxing of any sort. Maybe you did get affected by an energy vampire and you got home from wherever you were and you just feel, oh my God, what just happened to me? I got energetically beat up. Smoky quartz is your one to work with for that because it's going to detox that energy. Okay. It's also a good one to put in water, gem elixirs, for bringing that detoxifying energy to your water. I have let's see, I don't know if you can see. I've got citrine, amethyst, and blue lace agate in here. I'm going the wrong way. Loading up on the gem elixir water today. Plus my water goes through a whole water system for my house that is like crazy. I've talked about that before, but it gets vortex through crystals that I charged up under my crystal grid and all that stuff. So we talked about smoky quartz. All right. Next one is blue calcite. Okay, if you just want a soft, gentle energy, blue calcite is wonderful to work with. If you want to bring peace and calm to a space, blue calcite. It looks white from here, but it's a light blue. You can see the blue right there. Okay, it's a very gentle energy, and you want to bring a spa-like atmosphere to a space. A larger piece of blue calcite. Blue calcite is relatively inexpensive, but it's not one that you often find. Like if you go to your local crystal shop, you might need to request that they special order some blue calcite. If you go to a gem show, you might not necessarily find it because it's not a top seller. People don't really seek it out, but I think people are really missing out on a great energy. Blue calcite is also wonderful for balancing anything in the body, balancing hormones, balancing energy in general. It's also a great throat chakra stone, so for balancing the throat chakra. So you want to bring that peace, calming energy. Also, if you're looking to create a connection during your meditations to the angels, blue calcite is your stone for that. Okay, so do you have a blue calcite? See, I tried to pick stones that are good for several different things or for really important things that come up frequently in most of our lives. Okay, so this is not the end-all be-all list for every single one of us. All right. So again, you can tell me in the comments if you think I've missed any when we get to the bottom of the list. All right. Hematite. Now this is a polished hematite. All right. You can see the natural red of the hematite coming through, but when you polish it, it looks like a dark gray mirror. That's how it looks. It is natural. As we learned in my Crystal Savvy class, those of you that took that class, how to determine if your hematite is natural. And you need to be careful out there, guys. There's a lot of fake hematite floating around, a lot of it. So make sure you're purchasing from someone who's very knowledgeable, who has a great reputation, and even some of them out there that have good online reputations are selling fakes. We've discovered in my Crystal Savvy class, unfortunately. So get good recommendations. That's all I'm saying. Make sure that they are knowledgeable. Ask the seller, how do you know it's real hematite? See if they know how to test. If they know how to test, chances are they have tested or they're going to now because you ask them, and they're going to find out if their hematite is real or not. So ask the questions. Put their feet to the fire and make them tell you, how are you finding out if these crystals are real or not? And I'm just saying that for this hematite because so much of the hematite out there is fake. If it's magnetic, it's fake. All right, stop. I need to get back on topic because I get on a tangent when we start talking fakes, people. All right, so hematite is good for grounding. And a lot of us right now, especially if we're dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety, need the grounding. So we really need to focus on getting ourselves grounded to Mama Earth. So hematite is great for that. Hematite is partly made of iron. That's where the red in the hematite comes from. Iron is closely related to Mama Earth. And we even have an iron nickel core at the center, we think. Scientists speculate. It's probably in the shape of a dodecahedron if you want to throw some sacred geometry into it. And it makes that connection to the core of our planet. So that's why it's so helpful at grounding us. It's also great for balancing the root chakra at the base of our spine. So that's the chakra you want to focus on when you're looking to get grounded. All right, so hematite for that grounding, very important. All right, and then the last one on my list of top 10 is natural Congo citrine. Not any old citrine, natural Congo citrine, okay? Most of the citrine, like I just said about the hematite, out on the market is fake. It's baked amethyst. I used to say, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. But in the times that we're in now and how our energy has changed and is changing on the planet, things have stepped up. We're getting more cosmic energy to our planet than we have in any of our lifetimes. Okay, if it's happened in the past, we don't know about it, but we know now the energy has stepped up. We have UVC now. Do you know about that? UVC rays. We've always known about A and B, but now we have UVC rays. If you go out with a UV meter, and like I have, and you go out and check the UV radiation we're getting now, it's higher than ever before. The reason for this is the corona around the sun has shrunk because of the area we're flying through in the Milky Way galaxy. I know I'm going off tangent here, but I feel like I need to say this. So therefore, we are not getting as much protection from our sun in our solar system. So a lot more cosmic particles are getting past the sun and hitting our planet. So a lot of things are happening. The sun is in a solar minimum right now. A lot of things are happening. A lot more energy is coming up to us. So therefore, all that to say, I feel like we need to step up some of the crystals that we're using. So therefore, no more fake citrine for me. When I'm going to work with citrine, it's going to be the natural. And I like the Congo energy because it has more of that citrine specific vibrational frequency. All right. So you'll notice the color is a little bit more on the orange yellow side than the citrine you find in Brazil, which is very yellow. It has more energy to it in the way that it was baked in Mama Earth. The Congo citrines usually look like this. Sometimes they're called cathedral libraries, or they might be called abundance crystals because they have all these little babies along the base growing parallel to the parent crystal in the center. Okay, these are not easy to find. All right, that's why I said this list is a little bit more on the advanced side. These are not easy to find. You definitely aren't going to find them in tumbled stones. All right. If someone's telling you that they have natural Congo citrine tumbled stones, just whoop, turn and walk the other way. Because if you had real natural Congo citrine, which is quite expensive, why would you tumble it? You wouldn't. These, even in a very beat up state, even if they're, and this is a very nice aesthetically pleasing one, but even if they're all beat up and messed up and they've been tossed down the mountain, people will still sell them in their natural state because they are worth a lot. Supply and demand is how economics works, right? The supply is very low. The area in the Congo where we used to get these from, they've closed it off. The demand is very high. Therefore, the price is high. You're not going to take it and tumble it. I've seen people selling tumbled Congo citrine. I'm going to say it. Bullshit. Okay? So please get your antennas up about that. All right. So natural Congo citrine. If you don't have one in your collection, I suggest start looking for one. Just have it on your radar. You don't need to get one today, but when you go to gem shows, when you're shopping online, ask the sellers, ask around, see who has one. Okay. So that's my list. All right. So tell me in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Did I miss any? Do you have these? Are there any that I should have swapped out? Any that you're missing? And we're going to do a little Q&A right now. And then we'll do the giveaway. Okay. Rhonda said, I'm missing two, the next two after the jade. So amethyst and black tourmaline, those are easy to get. So you'll have no problem getting them. Michelle said, I was in a store the other day and the owner told me he has no real citrine as it's too expensive. His is heated amethyst. Well, you've got a great seller there who knows what they're talking about. So stick with them and maybe see, can you special order any? Say, I'm willing to pay the price. I mean, I'll tell you honestly, guys, a piece this size, if you're getting a good deal, it could be close to $200. So just to give you, kind of a heads up on the price there. All right. Bridget said, Labradorite is my fave. Also obsidian. Good choices. Hey, Beth. Love your information. Wild tangents are awesome. I kind of do that. Sorry. I just do that. I can't help it. Even if I say I'm not going to and I say I'm going to stay on track, sometimes I can't help it. Belinda said, the citrine you're holding is definitely a beauty. It is. Okay, Michelle said, how would you know if it's truly Congo citrine? Well, Michelle, if you missed it, I went through some tips and some ways, some things to look for. So review that because this will be a replay on my Facebook page. The citrine is gorgeous. Thank you, Deborah. Teresa, thank you. I completely forgot to tell you what the citrine is for. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Okay, the citrine, the reason why we want the citrine in our collection is it's wonderful for two things. Bringing in positive, good vibe energy. So if you're feeling depression or seasonal affective disorder from too much winter, you know, we're getting out of that in the northern hemisphere, but those in the southern hemisphere are going into that. Citrine is great for giving you that sunny disposition. So if you're missing some of that, you need some amplification of that energy, citrine is wonderful for that. Citrine is also known as the merchant stone because it's wonderful for bringing in that prosperity energy. So if you need to do better in business, if you're looking to do a crystal grid to increase your revenue or your paycheck, or you're looking for a new job, or you're looking to sell a house, anything to do with prosperity, citrine. So that's why I put citrine on the list. Thank you, Teresa.